Why is this intro so amazing? What makes that sound so ethereal and juicy? In this video, we're going to talk about the power of pedal tones and what I believe to be a jazz superpower. So let's get started. If you don't know what a pedal tone is, that's all right. Let's say we take the note C, and then let's form a F chord over it. This is now a F over C. Change it to G over C. C is still on the bottom, and then now we could make it a little bit more complicated. Let's make it an F major 7 over C. The C is still the pedal tone. Now we're going to change it to something a little bit more complicated. I love these magnets. G major 7 over C. Shaka bra. Why should we use pedal tones? Let's establish our why. I feel like that's very important. Pedal tones are used for building tension in music. They have a myriad of reasons, but tension. So for instance, when you heard Someday My Prince Will Come in the beginning, I was pedaling an F. When I was pedaling that F, I was changing the chords on top. This naturally is going to build some type of tension. As soon as I hit that D minor, or in that case B flat 2 over D, when you hit that D minor, the tension releases. So you can keep that going, you can interpolate that within your songs. I would highly recommend using it as a spice. So you could do it within multiple times within a song. So for instance, so within that instance, I demonstrated it a couple of times where I pedaled. I believe I pedaled a G or somewhere in there, and it built some tension, and then I released it. I think when I came to the E flat chord, I released that tension. So it's used to build tension. Use it. Another thing that it does very well is that it will also force you to think of inversions of chords. This is a good thing because a lot of the times piano players get stuck into just playing root voicings. You know, everything's in the root. Well, pedal tones are going to force you to do inversions of those chords. So let's take an example of All the Things You Are. All the Things You Are starts in F minor. I'm going to pedal F the whole time, as long as I can, as long as what feels natural. Those are inversions of chords that I'm using and adapting them on top. So learning pedal tones forces you, in a sense, it helps you learn how to do inversions of chords. And this is a staple in composition. Beethoven did this all the time whenever he did his sonata. An improvised version of the ending of the sonata in E major would sound something like this. Either way, he's holding out a 5 to a 1, a staple in Beethoven, as those who play Beethoven know. So use it as a spice, and let's get on to 2 exercises that I think you're going to hopefully enjoy. We'll see, but it's going to help you at least learn pedal tones. So on to the next exercise. Here is exercise number 1. This one, you can take a common chord progression. Let's say it's a 3-6-2-5-1, a 2-5-1, or whatever, and you're going to pedal tone a particular tone within that 2-5-1. So I'm going to make it very simple. Let's say I'm going to take C right here, right? 2-5-1 in C. I'm going to hold out the C at the bottom, and I'm going to change the D minor G7 to C major. Let's say we do that as a drop 2. Let's add some chord extensions. Let's hold out the 5 now. Let's now add extensions while holding out the 5. Those are complex chords, but you take it at your level and pedal tone, and you could even do something extravagant. What if you held out just the 2 the whole time? These offer beautiful opportunities to create something. Take a common 2-5-1, 3-6-2-5-1, doesn't matter. You do it at your own pace. I will demonstrate an example of a blues if you keep holding out the root and then you play that. Pedal tones are super powerful, building tension, releasing that tension, creating new harmonic possibilities in your playing. Let's move on to another exercise. Here is exercise number 2. I want you to take a tune that you know very well, and I want it to be one that you know very well, not one kind of knowing, but really know it well. And I want you to pedal tone one particular note. I'd recommend maybe the root. I'd recommend also the tune having it be harmony to where it's not, wouldn't want you to do dolphin dance and try to see how long you can pedal tone if you're not as experienced. I would say if you have some experience, take something like Fly Me to the Moon and pedal tone it and see how far you can stretch that throughout the tune while keeping that note in place. So I will actually demonstrate over Fly Me to the Moon. So I'm gonna take the first chord A, I'm gonna take the note, you guessed it, A, and I'm gonna hold it out. So I did my best to hold out that A, but naturally when you're using these pedal tones, they're gonna wanna transform at some point, and a lot that's going to determine that, zoom in please, your ears. Oh, I love editing YouTube. So take a tune and then completely see how far you can go with that particular note. Let's cut back to the outro of this video. Or should I do the outro here? No, let's make it a fancy outro. Let's use that drippy one. Ready? What's up, little buddy? So in conclusion to this video, I feel like I'm always saying the same things over and over. I'm always saying practice, practice, practice. Put it as part of your practice schedule. I have a bunch of videos about practicing and tips and tricks, but I wanted to go about this a little bit of a different way. And I thought about rocks. These guys right here. I've been going to this beautiful place called Trails, and along Trails they have, cut to the footage. And along Trails, they have a bunch of these rocks, these cobblestone rocks, which actually makes the surf pretty nice. But a lot of times what people will do is balance these rocks, create balance. And I took a couple specimens home. These are really nice rocks. And what I wanted to do is teach you more of a lesson about balance, is whatever new concept you are applying to your piano playing or your musicianship in general, it all takes balance. Part two, it all takes balance. As you are balancing all these things out in your life, and by the way, it could be your job, it could be your spouse, it could be anything that you have in your life. God dang it, why don't you just balance? And so you got to find that right point where everything just kind of falls into place. When you're applying things like pedal tones or whatever you're going to apply, think of it as balance. You're not only practicing pedal tones, you're practicing other things as well. So incorporate it as one part of your lesson. And if this falls, I am ending the video. I'm not even going to try this again. Apply it as one part of your lesson. And if you can do that, we're done. Apply it as one part of your practice routine, and if you can do that, I really do think you are going to be successful. So find balance in everything.